again. I am Fathom and I am the founder of Other Fiber Creations, and today we're getting a little bit silly. If you are new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. My name is Fathom. I am a 26-year-old crochet business owner, and this channel is where we make all sorts of fun things. Also, if my voice sounds weird, no it doesn't. I totally didn't lose my voice while LARPing this past weekend. So, today we are doing something that is new for me. It's going to be a fun little challenge. It'll be great. That challenge is I'm doing a pattern test for the first time. I have always wanted to pattern test. I am chronically bad at following instructions is my problem. And because of that, I've been afraid to pattern test because I don't want to mess up somebody else's pattern. But I saw this pattern in the Crocheters Discord server I'm in. And I was like, you know what? No pain, no gain. I belong to the What's the Stitch crochet server. I am one of their millennial hook holders. So I'm one of the first 1,000 members they have. I forget how many members we have now. It's well over 1,000. I know that. I'm doing quick math. There are almost 4,000 members in it. There's my answer. There's about 4,000 of us in this little Discord server. I'm one of the first 1,000 on the late end of that. I'm not like a founder or anything. And I'm very, very quiet in there. But they have a chat that is for patterns and pattern testing searching. And I was like, you know what? I saw this pattern from one of the users and said, we're going to do it. What is this pattern I'm hyping up so much, you may be asking? It is a jester balaclava.
Huh?
I have never made a balaclava before. I love clown core, clown themed stuff, but my stuff typically I make falls heavily into fantasy. So I thought it would be fun for all of us if I combined those two things. This pattern is from, let me find their name one more time because they told me who to tag. At Circus Crafts on Instagram. Put that name down here. They are so nice. They messaged me at 8:43 saying, yeah, you're in. And I didn't respond for 8 hours. And I was like, I am so sorry. Can I still be in? Because they had like tens upon tens of people requesting to be in. And they're like, of course you can. Don't worry about it. I messaged you. And I haven't finished taking all the pictures yet, but don't worry about it. The instructions should be fine. Message me any time of day if you need my help. And I was like, can I film myself? Are you okay with that? They're like, yes, feel free to. Just don't tag my YouTube yet. And I was like, that is so valid. I don't know what their YouTube is, so I'm not going to tag it. And they sent it to me, and they're like, also, don't worry if you're later than the deadline. I get it. Things happen. Just let me know. And I was like, I will do that. Is this normally how tester things go? I just say I want in, and they give it to you, and they're so nice. Hell yeah. So, this pattern, I hopefully put it on screen for you. It is made up of 3 separate parts. It has the balaclava proper with the fringe on it. Fringe, ruffle, whatever you want to call it. And then it has the 2 down pieces. I've picked out a color palette that's very me, as we all know if you've been around here. If not, you're going to kind of see the vibe I go for. I typically lean into heavy fantasy vibes, especially forest elfy. So we've got a nice strong green to start. This is a tweedy green. It is loops and thread impeccable. It's a partially used skein in the color 13042. I didn't know it didn't have a name. Lame. This is Lion Brand Heartland in Grand Canyon. It is this beigey brownie tweed. Loops and threads impeccable again. This is in color 35001. It is a strand of beige and 2 strands of white twisted together. I like the look of it. This is a random skein of Lion Brand Homespun. I don't know the color. I got it at a thrift store, but I recognize the yarn just from looking at it. Finally, it's hard for me to show you because I'm going to drop them all. Damn it. These are partial skeins, very partial skeins, of Premier Anti-Pilling Worsted Painterly in 3 separate colors. One of them is boho, one of them is flannel. I'm holding flannel, I recognize that. And one of them is fireside. These are all colors I've used for previous projects, so all of these skeins are partially used. I have no idea how much yarn I need, but my thought is we're going to make it stripy-ish and kind of blend the colors together. That's the hope. The pattern calls for any colors of 4 weight yarn, which is what all this yarn is weight 4. A 5mm hook, which is what this microphone is on. Excellent. And then scissors, yarn needle, stitch markers, stuffing. Didn't think about stuffing. I'm guessing that's for the side pieces. That's fine. Today's goal for me is to finish the balaclava section. That is the first part of the pattern. It has the balaclava, the ruffle, and a border around the face. That is the hope, the dream. We're going to see if I get through all of that or just the balaclava proper. That is enough yapping from me, though. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Yay! I am not in my glasses because it's time to try on our progress so far. Here it is. It looks like a striped sock. I followed the pattern as written as best I could. I did have to message Circus Crochet. I'm so bad at remembering names. I'm so sorry that I am butchering the name. But I had to add an extra 2 rows down here because my head apparently is long. That, or when I did a gauge swatch before I started filming for this, my tension was the right width but the wrong length. And I went with it and I tried to be loose about my stitches, but here we are. So I'm going to try this on, which means taking my hair down. It's a little bit greasy, deal with it. I'm going to show you this on me. I'm not a big balaclava person, so we're going to consider that when I look at myself. Okay, I have it on. I'm not going to lie, I feel a little bit silly, but I think that makes sense because I'm making a gesture balaclava. I think that the yarns I used were a great choice. I've used both of the Impeccables, the Heartland, and then a lot of the random Premier Painterly Anti-Pilling Worsted. That one. I've not used the homespun yet. I'm saving that for the hanging off pieces because I think it'll add some fun texture. I could see myself wearing this in a situation where aesthetic is not what I'm concerned about. I could also see myself wearing something like this to a LARP for a character. I'm hoping when I finish the ruffle down here, it'll be fun. I was thinking about what I'm going to do with this piece when I finish it, because it's not a piece that I typically keep in my closet, and I'm probably going to donate it to either of the LARPs for them to use as a costume piece, because it's very much costumey in my mind. But yeah, this is our day 1 progress. I think we're looking good. I'm stylish. It covers up my bald spot, so I can't be too mad. For now, I'm gonna get myself have a stroke. That's what I'm gonna do first. Every time, every day, in every video, we have a stroke. I'm gonna get my stuff moved back to my room, since this is about the end of my workday. Get a shower in, decompress, and tomorrow we will start with finishing the ruffle. And the next step after that is putting a border around this face section, which hopefully won't shrink it too much more because my face is tiny. But yeah, that's it for now. Yay! It is the next morning-ish. I've been working for a couple of hours. We have made progress. This looks like a bucket hat in a weird way. So, I have finished the balaclava proper. We have some fun stripes. We have our ribbed section, which is what I finished when we left off yesterday. And then we have this fun ruffle detail at the bottom, which I did in the loops and threads impeccable for 5 of the 6 rows, and then I used the homespun to add this border. The final step on the balaclava proper, and not the gesture part, is to add a scallop border around the face as per the pattern test. I think I'm capable of it. Probably, maybe. I'm planning to utilize this, I think. Scratch that. We're actually going to use this one. This is the Lion Brand Heartland. I think it's a little bit darker. I used the least of it when making this up here, because what I just showed you is these lighter stripes and the ribbing. So I think it's a good way to bring these darker stripes back in. And yeah, I'm going to do that. And then reading through this, the main thing is that I start at the bottom of the ear? Yeah, it looks like I start at the bottom of the ear. So I will make a point to pick a color that feels right for the bottom of the ear and go from there. This pattern is really easy to follow. And Circus Craft, I did check, that is the name. Sorry, Editing Fathom. I know for a fact you've already looked it up for the previous clip. It is Circus Craft, circus_craft, as I have a stroke.
A few moments later.
It's on the pattern. I need to use my eyes and read instead of just questioning what things are. But yeah, Circus Crafts is fantastic. They have been very attentive. I've sent them pictures as I've been working. I've sent them questions as I've been working, like, hey, did you mean A or B based on how you wrote this? And they've answered all times of day. I cannot commend them enough. You should get their patterns. If you don't already have them or haven't heard of them, you should go follow them on Instagram. My voice is still kind of messed up, if you can't tell. I'm talking in my lower register because when I try and go higher, I can feel my voice straining. I normally talk up here, and it makes me want to cough, so I'm going to stay down here. I feel very masculine when I do this. Oh. For now, it's 10:49 a.m. My workday ends around 4:30ish, so we're going to see what we get done, and I will check in with you guys at the end of my workday. Yay! I'm holding my hand in front of the camera so that you can't see me and I can't see me. Let me put my glasses on real quick. So my voice is still messed up. I feel like I'm a little bunny. So make it so you can hear me better. So my voice is still messed up. I might put these a little bit higher when I actually go to do them, but you gotta admit, I'm looking pretty swaggy in this moment. But I'm feeling pretty good. I might put these a little bit higher when I actually go to do them, but you gotta admit, I'm looking pretty swaggy in this moment. I wasn't so sure what I would think of these colors, so I took these with the 2-row stripes. These are 5-row stripes to add some variety, because the 2 rows felt like it'd be too messy, and I gotta admit, I'm digging this a lot more than I thought I would. Am I gonna wear it? Probably. Maybe for a costume or something. But I'm digging this pattern a lot. When I put this on, I put safety pins in to mark where I want the top middle stitch to go of these flaps. So it'll be more flat to the head when the time actually comes. As someone who loves rabbits, I think this is a fantastic look on me, I'm not gonna lie. But it is about the end of my workday. I'm probably gonna stop here for the day. Sorry, I keep seeing it move, and I'm just like, ugh. Tomorrow, I have the circle pieces, the balls as they call them, to dangle off the ends of these stitches down here, and then just sewing everything in place. The balls are where the stuffing comes into place. I feel so funny just saying the balls. But yeah, I'm digging this pattern. I was a little bit afraid with the scalloped edge that it would like constrict the face, but luckily they kind of face a little more outwards and give some accent to the face. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and if you're enjoying me making a fool of myself, you should subscribe as I stutter over every syllable of that. But yeah, I'm gonna take this thing off because it's warm, which is a good thing because it's cold, and then I will check back in tomorrow probably when I when I finish, knowing me. I'm going to forget to film first thing in the morning because that's what I did today. Yeah. Who is texting me mid filming?
First thing I said when I played this. I like chocolate milk. To sing that.
I finished it. And I feel like a silly guy. Got my dramatic hair to throw around. But yeah, here it is. Let me try and get to a better height to show it off. We got our fun stripes. This is definitely not my normal wheelhouse. I will say that right now. I feel like I should like be fully covered to make it a clown suit, but also like I run too warm for that, so we have a tank top. I think this is a ton of fun to make. The pattern is very well written. I really appreciate Circus Crafts for letting me pattern test with no prior. Okay. For now, let me take this thing off of that hair. I have my skinned clown that I'll have to put back on because I have to get photos for the pattern test stuff. I think, love that hair. Pattern comes out, you should get it if you haven't already. I don't know when it comes out. It comes out a day that I'll put on screen right now, probably previous ones. I am going to say thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. If you're going to do one of those three things, make it subscribing so you can see all the other fun and interesting. For now, I think that's going to be it because I have packing to do for the move still that you've been hearing about in this video and probably previous ones. I am going to say thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. If you're going to do one of those three things, make it subscribing so you can see all the other fun and interesting things I make around here. Today's question of the day is, what colors would you use in yellow or like making it purple, blue, pink, going full-blown rainbow? You could do the Amazing Digital Circus and have the red, yellow, blue color scheme. There's so many options. Let me know what you would use to make one of these guys in the description below. Description below? Comments below. Having a stroke again. If you want to support me other ways that are not here on YouTube, you can find my patterns, which is not this one. This is not mine. But the patterns that I have written on my Ribbler and Etsy. And you can find my patterns and physical products on my website in the description below. I am going to say thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.